everybody, welcome back to the Illustrator Creative Challenge here on Adobe Live. And I can see so many of you already in the chat. I can see Angela Ehrman, how are you day? Andre, Robert, my son Valdair Leonardo's in the chat. With Akav, nice to see you, man. It's been a while. Laura, Dorina, woo, the crew is back. Jotirmia, Keith, Mallory, Steve, ciao, fantastico, wonderful. I'm so happy and excited to be back here with you. I miss the Creative Challenges so much. And for those of you who don't know who I am and what I'm talking about, well, my name is Claudia and I'm going to be your host here at Adobe Live for the next 2 weeks of Illustrator Creative Challenges. We're gonna sharpen your skills, our skills, learning together new techniques in Adobe Illustrator. And if you don't know what the Creative Challenges are about, well, all you have to do is to head on the fantastic landing page. So let me jump into my screen real quick. Anyway, today, don't worry, we're just gonna take it like nice and smooth, do a little introduction, do a little cover, just explore what the next project are gonna be about. But if you are watching from YouTube, make sure to head on behance.net/live so I can say hi to you in the chat. And if you do have any questions, I'm gonna be here monitoring the chat and trying to reply to as many questions as possible. Right, so I was talking about the landing page. The landing page is behance.net/challenge/illustrator, and I'm gonna zoom it in so you can see it there. But of course, our amazing Wade Akaf in the chat helping us out has already dropped a clickable link. So if you're in the chat, make sure to head there. All you have to do is just click on the link that Wade has kindly provided, and you're gonna be able to join me here on the landing page. Well, here is important to click on the big blue button so you're gonna be reminded every day of the challenges. And in fact, what's going to happen is that every single day we're going to unlock those cards, which are going to reveal what this challenge is about. But I have a secret. I'm actually going to give you a sneaky peek about the topic, at least of this first week today. So stay till the end because I'm going to reveal what the topics are going to be about. Well, first of all, I can reveal that we have a theme. If you know me already, you know that I love plants and I love drawing plants. So we're going to try to welcome spring. For those of you, especially that already maybe in the snow or it's still cold, we're really trying to tease spring and warmth to come out with our illustrations. But as usual, we're here to learn techniques and of course to get together, because after learning these skills together, the second part of the challenges is of course to enjoy the community chat. So I actually haven't logged in. I really hope that I'm already logged in. Let's see if I can log in on my desktop. Here we go. Usually I have the landing page ready, but it looks like we're just updating here. Fantastic. So as you can see, I have few challenges, few different channels here, and I'm going to jump on the other side of the page so you can actually see the correct channel that I want to talk with you about, which is exactly the Illustrator Challenge, and in particular, under feedback, you have the challenge tab, which is is the place where you can submit your design in order to have a feedback from the amazing community. As you can see up here, we have Jack Watson. Of course, there is me, Randall, Rocky, Ryan, Sean. So we're here to give you feedback. But of course, there is a very large community, nearly 2,000 people now on Discord already, in order to share tips. And again, you don't have to publish masterpieces, as I say all the time, and I'm so happy to repeat. This is a safe space to learn together. So even if you perhaps don't know to finish off your work, or you want some tips on which direction to go, or maybe you're just stuck, this is a great place where you can ask questions and maybe have more ideas regarding your work. But as usual, during the creative challenges, the time runs so fast, and especially when we have fun, and that's something they're definitely gonna do. And I can see also Michelle, Caroline, Carol, Biola. Oh, that's so nice to see. All the Creative Challenge fam is back. Fantastic. So what do you think? Let's get started. Let's launch Illustrator and let's create a project. Another place where you're going to share the project is Behance, but hopefully we're going to have enough time to create our cover and then publish it on Behance so I can show you how to do so. Fantastic. I can see Caroline saying hello from New York City. I am streaming from Manchester, UK. Please let me know where are you tuning in from. I absolutely love to see where everybody is here from. Clary, just a quick question. Are we going to be able to do these challenges on the iPad? Yes. All the challenges are also going to be able to be iterated on the iPad. And that's the beauty of having Illustrator on iPad and on desktop, that we can literally jump from workflow to workflow, depending if you want to just lounge on the couch and just, draw, maybe you're traveling, or if you just prefer working on the desktop. So absolutely up to you. I'm going to try to squeeze the iPad myself as well. But today, I'm working on the desktop, although feel free to join on the iPad as well if you wish. Fantastic. So I'm going to launch Illustrator, and that's what we're going to be creating today. So we're going to be creating a cover for our project, so we can create a nice portfolio. And this is a great place if you're a beginner to start to learn how to use the tools and to get your head around how to work with Illustrator. But also, if you already know how to use Illustrator, this is a great time to create new portfolio pieces and maybe explore some tools that you never used before. Fantastic. So I'm going to start from scratch. I just want to tell you where we're going. We're going to start, with a spring color, definitely creating some flowers. So I'm going to go back to the main landing page of when we open our beloved Illustrator. And all you have to do is to click on Create New in order to open the new document panel. Here, we are going to set our intent for web, because we are in particular right now creating an image that is going to be uploaded on Behance, which is a website, and therefore is going to be displayed on screen. And when we click on web, what Illustrator does, it changes our units into pixels. Here we are. And also it changes the color mode in RGB, which is the way that we see light in red, green and blue, and then the raster effects to 72 ppi. It's fine as well if you want to bring it up and bump it up to 150, because that's the better display for a retina. For all those display like iOS, they use retina, so that's totally fine. But also 72, that's the standard for the industry, so totally up to you. We don't need a bleed because we're working for web, and we're definitely going to set the width to 1400 pixel for the width, which is the minimum width for a Behance project. So you might want to remember that. And for the height, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to set 1000 pixel, but what you really want to be considerate about when you produce something for desktop is the width of a document rather than the height. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is to click on Create in order to open our document. And here we are. Now, if you want to keep organized, we're going to start by the foundations, which are layers. Click on the layers panel in order to see your layers. Every document in pretty much the majority of all Creative Cloud app start with at least one layer. And layers are just containers in which you can put your graphics. But what we're going to do here is to start to double click and rename this layer background. So because we want to keep organized. And then you can click on this little plus icon at the bottom in order to create another layer, which I'm going to call graphic. And we've seen that we have some text, so why not place the text into a separate layer so we know that we can have more control into our element, just like so. And I usually put the text on top unless you need to do otherwise, because it will keep the hierarchy. Because remember, whenever you place a layer on top, whatever is inside this layer is going to be displayed above, but we're going to see that in just a second. Fantastic. So I can see it's probably my mom logged with my dad. But anyway, lots of love to everybody in the chat. Fantastic. Yes. Nice to see you, Jotirmia, Laura. Beautiful. Right. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and click on the rectangle tool in order to create the background. And before doing so, make sure to select the background layer. And I haven't mentioned that for those of you who are brand new, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the layers panel is located under window. Whenever I mention any panel that we're going to be working on, you can find it under window. Therefore, if you don't see it in your workspace, you can always choose the window menu on top on your workspace and then simply look for whatever panel I'm mentioning. In this case, is the layers panel. Fantastic. So select your background and I'm going to click and drag in order to create a rectangle of the same size of my artboard. And then when we're going to go ahead and choose colors, we're actually going to use the lovely Illustrator in order to find a color theme that is, as I said, aligned to our theme, which is spring. So go back to the window menu and select color themes. From here, we select the Explore tab. And from the Explore tab, we can actually use a keyword to to search for color themes. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about spring, and I'm going to select the word spring and hit enter or return in order to see what's going on in the Adobe color themes, which used to be colors for those of you that are there. Caroline is saying, oh, you use pixel for web formats, inches and centimeters are more from print. Caroline, I don't know who you are replying to, but that's exactly correct. We are using pixels because when we talk about a screen, we work as a unit of measure with pixels. Fantastic. And as you say, corrected, inches and millimeters are for print format. Right, so it looks like we have very fabulous color palettes. Let's see if I found the one that I was working with, which I think is this one, which has got really nice colors. So what we're going to do is to click on the three dots, and we're going to add these colors to swatches. So we go click to add to swatches. And if we're now going to go ahead and select the window menu and bring up our swatches panel, you can see right away that these new swatches, here they are. So we can see them there inside the Adobe color themes. They are automatically added into the swatches. And by the way, if you feel like, you know, a bit picky, so you might want to select different colors, don't worry. You can choose as many color themes as you want. Again, just click on the three dots and then add to swatches, and boom, here they are, available into your swatches panel. When you're done, you can click on the two arrows in order to collapse the panel and just move it away. Or you can also close it because we're gonna just gonna use our swatches from now. Fantastic. So press the letter V to go back into your selection. And we know that we have our rectangle selected. So all you have to do is to click on the main color that you want to use as a background in order to apply the color to the color fill. And if you see here at the bottom of the toolbar, you have the fill and stroke control icons. All you have to do is to click on them in order to swap between fill and stroke. In this case, I'm going to select the stroke and then select this little square which has got a red line, which basically sets any color to none. So it's like transparent, and I'm just going to click on it in order to remove that black stroke because we don't need it right now. Great. So what we're going to do now in order to keep working nice and neatly is to head to the layers and click to the little square that is empty right now next to the layers. And I'm going to click and a little lock will appear. That means that we have actually locked our background. Fantastic. But that's where the cool part comes in. I'm going to go ahead and click and hold on the rectangle tool and then wait until the hidden tools are revealed. And then I'm going to go ahead and select the polygon tool. Then make sure that you select the graphic layer because we have locked the other layer so we cannot modify it. And we're going to insert our polygon by click and dragging on the new layer. Fantastic. Now you don't really see it because it's the same color, so it will be quite smart to pick another color from our swatches in order to change the color of the fill. Oops, here we go. And what we're going to do now is to bring in another panel, which is going to be our best friend during these challenges, which is the appearance panel. In this panel, we're going to be able to control any effect and any appearance related to the object that we're going to be working with. In this case, I'm going to transform this shape into a flower in just one click. Let me show you how. Click at the bottom of the panel, make sure that your shape is selected and click on Effects. Then from here, you're going to go to Distort and Transform and select Pucker and Bloat. I hope I mentioned that correctly. And look what happened here. You can transform your shape into pretty much it's almost like as if you're pinching it up, or the opposite with the bloat is like you're blowing inside of your polygon. And here we go. We already created a lovely flower. Fantastic. So anything between 80 and 90 is usually fine. So you have a nice effect. You can click OK. Now your shape is still active because you can see the outline is still an hexagon. You can press Command Y in order to see that that's the actual hexagon. And you can head into your Properties panel under Transform. Click on the three dots to see more options. And now look at that. You can actually change the number of sides of your shape, which are going to change the number of petals of your flower. Fantastic. All you have to do now is press Command C to copy and Command F to paste it on front, and then change the color of the flower, and by holding the Shift key, drag inward in order to make your shape smaller but keeping the same proportion. And also hold the Option key if you want to transform it proportionally, but also towards the center. And here we are, we got our flowers. And now you can basically go in and repeat what I'm saying. So again, Command C to copy, that's Control C for a window, and Command F, that's Control F on a window in order to create a copy. Then Shift to transform proportionally, Alt to transform from the center, and simply drag to one of the corner of the bounding box. And again, you can keep applying any color you want. I try to work usually with no more than 3 colors just to keep our design nice and clean. So once you create this shape, you can press Command A to select them all and press Command G to group them. And like that, you basically create you group all the shape in the same selection. So whenever you move it around, you can move it around all together. Then I'm going to head back to my shapes and select the rectangle tool. And I'm going to click and drag to create a rectangle. And again, don't forget to click change color. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see it. And what I've done here to create a sort of arch, like a window where we can place our text, click on the little icon on the top, which is the corner widget, and hold the Shift in order to select the other one on the right. And now that you have both selected, see they have like a little red outline on the top, simply drag inward, and you're going to be able to transform the corner from a sharp corner into an actual rounded corner. Here we are. I'm going to move all this panel away so we can actually enjoy our little design here. So what I've done then was just simply to replicate by holding Option, so select your shape and hold Option in order to create copies. And if you wish to bring it on the top, use the shortcut Command Shift right bracket, which is Control Shift right bracket on a window in order to bring it above the shape, just like so. And you can keep playing with this and place it wherever you want. Now, what I did there as well was to create some sort of like a shiny light effect, which I've done exactly with the opposite way. So instead of bloating, I've kind of pinched the shape. So again, create your hexagon, and then from the appearance panel, add to effects, distort and transform, and just behind my head here, whoop, here it is, pucker and bloat. And then in this case, we're going to go negative. So we're going to go perhaps minus 85. And I'm going to, from the transform panel, just reduce the number of sides as well, just like so. So we can create this lovely effect of like shining lights. And you can resize it exactly like I've done for the rest. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do here for the text, don't worry, we're going to talk about text plenty of time, is to use the type tool, and you can find the type tool here on the top of the on the toolbar. And from here, sorry, I was just trying to look at the chat at the same time. All you got to do is to click and drag in order to create the text box. But don't worry, today I'm here to show you how to move around. You can change the font from the character panel, choose whatever font you like. What I usually recommend is to try to find some text that are sort of different. So as you can see here, I've used a bigger bold text, a display text for the title, and then something that is a little bit thinner for the details. Right, time is running, so I'm just going to go ahead to my final version. Feel free to spend all the time that you want. In order to export an image for screen, use the Option Command E shortcut, and then simply select the artboard that you want to use. Then here from the folder, select your final destination folder and click on choose, and you can name your file, and I'm going to call it DCC cover, and click on export artboard in order to export it. As you can see, the little window will come up. Right, now we head back to our Behance, and make sure to head to your Behance page, which hopefully I have time to do. Yeah, I still have like 3 minutes. Here we are. And from here, we can click on create a project in order to create a new project. So I'm going to click on image in order to upload the image. Here it is. Remember where you've placed it so you know where you can use it, and click on open in order to load it inside your project on Behance. And then once the image is loaded, you can choose continue, actually settings, is very important to choose settings, because first of all, we need to establish a project cover. And of course, this is going to be the first image, so this is going to be our cover. But most importantly, besides choosing a project title, which is also very important, and of course the tool used in this case will be Adobe Illustrator, you can use a project tags, which is AI, the hashtag is AI Creative Challenge. And the reason why this is so important is because when you're going to publish your work, look what happens. There are actually some collection of curated libraries on Behance that the amazing people at Adobe are going to be scouting for. So they're going to be looking for the hashtag, either on Behance or also on your social media. Whenever you share your work, use the hashtag AI Creative Challenge in order to be featured in the creative challenges. Of course, for these challenges, the library that you're going to be, the gallery that you're going to be looking for is the Illustrator one. And as you can see, you can also find inspiration from the past challenges that we've done together. Right, so we got 1 more minute to show you how to share your image on Discord. And in order to do so, all you have to do is to click on the plus icon, and then from here, select your image, click on open, and you can say, this is my cover. Or you can ask a question or whatever you prefer. It's nice to sort of say what challenge are you doing, because when we're going to move forward in the weeks, it's going to be nice to see and to see what sort of challenges are you on. Right, so here we go. My image is ready for everybody's feedback. But before we go, I wanted to, I already got like a little flower. That's so lovely. Fantastic. So we talk about the challenges. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. The sneaky peek. I got 1 minute, right on time to do that. Right, so I had my file open so I can show you a little bit of this started file, because I created all these files to work together. Here they are. I'm gonna clean up this bar so you can see it. So we're going to be talking tomorrow about brand research. So we're going to take inspiration by big brands like Netflix or Uber or LinkedIn, and we are going to create a brand system. We're not going to design the logo yet, but we're going to learn the basics, the most important part of creating a brand, which is the foundation and why it's so important. And that's going to be tomorrow. Then we're going to move on and create a logo for a plant shop, and we're going to learn how to create borders with patterns and use color palettes and use the CC library. So we're gonna move forward, but don't tell anybody. Those are like secrets. And then we're gonna learn how to illustrate with shapes. I'm not gonna tell you much more. Then we're gonna draw a lot of plants using just simple shapes. It's gonna be magic. And then we're gonna create a plant out of a flower out of a heart, using the amazing repeat tool, which is pretty much been launched into Illustrator on the iPad, and then finally made available also on desktop, which is absolutely fantastic. So here we go. Make sure to submit your work on Discord, and I'm gonna jump real quick into the Discord page to remind you how to connect on Discord. You can access from the main landing page, or simply by heading to bit.ly/AI Discord, and you're gonna have the possibility to join the amazing community here with the Creative Challenge. And here we go, where you can also share your work, also create your work on Behance. If you have a project or a profile Behance, this is the time to do so, because we're going to be posting every day our amazing work, sharpening our skills in Illustrator. It's been an absolutely pleasure to be here with you. Don't forget to click on the button in order to take the challenge, and be reminded tomorrow and then every other day about the new challenge coming up on the day. Same time, same day here at Adobe Live. With the creative challenges. But also don't forget that right after me, the day keeps going with so much fun here at Adobe Live. All you have to do is to head on behance.net/live and check the Adobe Live schedule to see all the amazing challenges and streams that are coming up right after me. So go have a little drink, have a little break, and come back, because there is more design fun coming here at Adobe Live. It's been an amazing pleasure as usual to be here, and it's goodbye until tomorrow. Bye everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.